Hi, I'm an old guy and I do maths. Today we are trying to solve this quadratic trinomial for x. The way in which we'd normally approach this is, because it's a trinomial, we'd try to find factors of this that add to 6. 18 and 2, 9 and 4, 12 and 3. None of those are going to give us 6 in any sort of permutation that you care to try. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the quadratic formula, get that right, to solve this. So negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So that's c, that is b, 6 is b, and this is a, negative 1. So putting this into numbers, it is negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 6 squared minus 4 times negative 1 times negative 36 all over 2 times negative 1. Okay, so let's tidy this up and see what we get. X is equal to negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 36 minus 4 times negative 1 times negative 36. 4 times 36 is 144. That times that gives me negative 100, a negative 144. Subtract it from that. So that is 36 minus 144 all over negative 2, which, if I just tidy it up over here, is negative 6 plus or minus the square root of negative 108 over negative 2. We possibly have a problem. Those of you familiar with the quadratic formula would know that when you get a negative number here, you're usually told there is no solution. To be more precise, there is no real solution. And to give you an idea of what we might be looking at and what exactly that means, I'm just going to digress for a moment and draw this function as a quadratic. So x squared, negative x squared rather, plus 6x minus 36 equals 0. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find the turning point of this. So to do that, I'm just going to start by doing the first few steps of completing the square. So to make that easier, I'm going to do this. Okay, so that gives me negative 36. So what have I done? I've halved the coefficient of x, so I get negative 3. I've squared it and I get 9, and because I added 9, I subtract 9. I don't need that bracket there, or do I? Yes, I do. Apologies. That bracket stays. And what I get then is x minus 3 all squared, which would give me this. And that is equal to negative 36 plus 9. So I have this in turning point form at negative 27 there, x minus 3. So our turning point is 3, negative 27. This is wildly out of scale. I apologize. This is 0, negative 36 here. This is 3, negative 27 there. And as you can see, this thing doesn't touch the x-axis. Not once, not twice, not ever. And so when we say that there is no real solution for this, this is the sort of thing that we're looking at. Now, it doesn't mean that the graph doesn't exist, that you can't draw it, that you can't find any points on it. All it means is that there is no real solution for x. So, where do we go from here? Well, we take this and we'll try and find a solution, real or otherwise. So, let's just get a fresh piece of paper. And what we're dealing with is x is equal to negative 6 plus or minus the square root of negative 108 all over negative 2. Now, let's concentrate in here. So negative 108 is the same as 36 times negative 3, which is the same as 6 root negative 3, which is this. Now that I is outside of the radical, so we could write it 6i root 3 if we wanted to. That might be a little more confusing for people, but this stands for the imaginary number and this thing is a complex number. So what do we have? We have x is equal to negative 6 plus or minus 6, we'll use the I, root 3 all over negative 2, which means that x is equal to 3 plus 3i root 3 over 1, we've divided by 2, or 3 minus 3i root 3. And those are our solutions. Now, they're unreal solutions. Rather, they are not real numbers, put it that way. And I just refer you back to this wildly out of scale sketch of mine to show you what I mean. This thing doesn't touch the x-axis, so it can't have any real intercepts, it can't have any real solutions. But what it does have is it has these. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.